Hello viewers, in this session I am going to explain about the few fundamental concepts of the stress and strain. So first we should understand what is the meaning of stress and strain. So if I am taking some object, if I am applying the load, depending upon the application of the load, there will be the changes will be occurred. So if I am applying the load, so for an example, if I am taking this mild steel and if I am applying the tensile load up to some limit, that mild steel will resist the external forces. This is nothing but the stress. So therefore, the internal resistance given by the material to the external force is nothing but the stress. And if I am talking about the strain, so here I have taken a mild steel and I am applying the tensile load. So whenever if I am applying the tensile load, the lateral dimension will be decreased and the longitudinal dimension will be increased. So here in longitudinal and lateral dimensions there is a changes are occurred. This deformation given to the relative to the original dimension is nothing but the strain. So if there may be the increase in or decrease in length or breadth or width, it is depending upon the application of load and also the directions of the applied load. So it is nothing but change in dimension to the original dimension. So here whenever if you are taking the material behavior under the load, it can be calculated by the testing and by drawing the graph between the stress and strain. So here why it is important? Here we have to, if you are designing any structural structures, we have to predict the load carrying capacity and also the safety factors. And next one, we have to understand the property, then only we can select the appropriate material for the specific applications. And also we have to predict the failures by means of estimating the loads and also the deformation limits. And also we have to minimize the use of material and also we have to increase the increase the performance of that material. So this is a reason for studying about this stress and strain. So here the most used material in RCC building or any structures, we are using the mild steel. So the main important property of this mild steels are this is having low carbon content and it is the best ductile material and also it is having the good weldability. And this is the having moderate strength and also it is cost effective when comparing to the other material like copper and brass. So mainly where we are using this, the structural elements and reinforcement bars and construction of bridges, buildings and also in different types of the structures. So everywhere in RCC the main material is the mild steel. So here this is a graph which is drawn between the stress and strain and you can see the different limits. So here if I am taking the proportion limit, this is a linear relation of stress and strain. And if I am taking the elastic limit, this is the maximum elastic deformation. So after that, if we are applying the load also, there will be the plastic deformation will occur. Okay, and finally you can see that breaking point. So where that material will break. So this is a stress and strain relation between the stress and strain graph. And here if you are taking that the selection of the material, so there are different criteria are there. First one is the strength criteria. So there should be we have to understand the load carrying capacity of the material and also the safety factors are very important. And the next one is we have to consider the cost while manufacturing, fabrication and installation, etc. And the next one is the availability of the material. So the availability of the material should be there is a supply chain reliability, and also there should be the local availability. And next one is the project specifications. So whenever we are doing any design, we have to check and we have to design that structures according to the design codes and also the standards. And the last one, we have to consider the environmental conditions. Then only the lifetime, that is the durability of the structures, will be maintained properly. So here the most used material here are mild steel, tar steel and concrete. So this is a tar steel we are using in structures. It is having a high strength, and we are using as a deformed bars, and it is giving good bond strength and also good ductile behavior also. So where we are using high rise building, heavy foundation, industrial structures, bridge construction and everything. So here if you are seeing that this is a stress strain graph, and here this is a linear elastic material, and also it is a brittle material, so there won't be any yielding, so there will be sudden collapse whenever if you are applying the tensile load. So it is a strong in compression. So here whenever if you are taking any material, we have to understand the stress strain behavior, strength characters and ductility and toughness, and it should be the cost effective, and it should be the lifetime should be good, and also the it should be well maintenance. So here for this we are doing some testing, tensile testing, compressive testing, hardness testing, impact testing, etc. according to the codal provision. So thank you for listening this video. Thank you.